Okay, today we will present about the food safety practice among food handlers at restaurant McDonald in Selangor. Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Nur Suhaiba binti Sulbani. My number metric card is 17-F1-F2081. Okay, today I will present about the chapter 1, Introduction, Statement of the Problem, Research Objective, Research Question, Research Framework, Scope of the Research, Significance of the Study. Okay, first chapter 1, I explain about the introduction, what need to be introduction. Background of the research, problem statement, research objective, research question, scope, importance of the inversion of definition of the terms. 2. Discuss food safety practice against of the handlers at McDonald's restaurant. 3. McDonald's restaurant is the franchise and is the consumer choice to the eat fast food. 4. The benefit of quality in managing of safely. Okay, the next slide is statement of problem. The change of the life from cooking at home to eat out, especially among Malaysians. Okay, 2. The issue now is about maintaining of the quality to the provide consumption and food bought to consumer. 3. Compare cleanliness of handling food outside with a McDonald's restaurant. Okay, the next slide is research objective. To understand food safety rules, knowledge among food service handlers in McDonald's. 2. To identify important food storage method to prevent cross-competition in food handling in McDonald's. 3. To identify the importance of personal hygiene practice of food handlers in McDonald's. Okay, the next slide is research question. What is the food handlers at the McDonald's have knowledge about the food safety rules among themselves? 2. What is the importance of the food storage method in the food safety among food handlers awareness in McDonald's? 3. What is the importance of personal hygiene among food handlers awareness? Okay, the next slide is research framework. Food safety among food handlers have 3. First, knowledge of awareness. 2. Food storage method. The last one, 3. Personal hygiene. Scope of the research. The population setting at the Klang Selangor is very high average and has many McDonald's restaurants. 2. The scope of this study is located in Klang Selangor. 3. Learn more about food safety at McDonald's restaurant. The last slide is significance of the study. Ensure customer or consumer identify food safety regulatory practice, food storage method, and personal hygiene of food handlers. 2. Ensure the customer or consumer are not affected by decisions such as foodborne and other. Theoretical perspective. 1. McDonald's restaurants have controlled and strict rules of food safety practice. 2. Learn about the McDonald's as food interpret being the best example. 3. One of the most famous franchise. Practical practice. 1. Can be a linear paradigm in the defined food safety regulation. 2. Food storage methods of avoid cross-competition. 3. Practice personal hygiene while handling food.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Abdullah bin Ismail. My nomenclature 17-F1-8F2033. Okay, next I will continue about chapter 2, literature review. I will explain about introduction of chapter 2, theoretical framework and history of McDonald's. Okay, now I will explain about introduction in chapter 2, literature review. First, literature review refers to a collection of information and material published in particular field of research, such a book and journal article of academic value. Second, discuss food safety practice among food handlers in McDonald's Klang Selangor. Third, describe the theory applied to the research and find out how each variable food safety practice affect food handler in related topic. And 4, The main focus of the literature review is to review of study on food safety of food handler at McDonald's restaurant in Klang, Selangor. Okay, next I will explain about theoretical framework. We have 4 theoretical framework. First, food safety among food handler. Second, knowledge food safety rule. Third, food storage method. And fourth, personal hygiene. Okay, first, food safety among food handlers. Food safety practice among food handlers are very important to maintain food hygiene so that when handling food is not contaminated with anything that can cause foodborne infection such as salmonella infection by gram-negative steam-shaped bacteria is characterized by fever, abdominal pain and diarrhea. Okay, second, knowledge food safety rules. Food safety should be taken care of carefully, such as washing hands thoroughly, holding or handling food. Food handling areas should be taken care to avoid cross-contamination. Use separate cutting board for raw meat, vegetable and cooked food. Also, cooked food should be maintained the correct temperature. Okay, third, food storage method. Food storage is the process in which both cooked and raw material are stored in appropriate condition for future use without any entry or multiplication of microorganisms. Okay, fourth, personal hygiene. The stage of food processing is one of the most important stage in the food chain, and the food handler has responsibility for performing the duties involved in assuming the primary responsibility of food safety practice. Personal hygiene is key in handling anything in terms of food, ingredient, preparing, and so on. Next, I will explain a few about history of McDonald's. McDonald's Corporation is an American fast food company founded in 1940 as a restaurant operated by Richard and Maureen McDonald in San Bernardino, California, United States. They registered their business as a hamburger stand and later turned the company into franchise, with the Golden Arches logo being introduced in 1953 at a location in Phoenix, Arizona. In 1955, Ray Kroc, a businessman, joined the company as a franchise agent and proceeded to purchase the chain from the McDonald brothers. McDonald's is the world's largest restaurant chain by revenue, serving over 69 million customers daily in over 100 countries across 37,855 outlets as of 2018. According to report published in 2018, McDonald's is the world's second largest private employer with 1.7 million employees, behind Walmart with 2.3 million employees. As of 2020, McDonald's has the 9th highest global brand valuation.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Nur Nadia Natasha, 17-F, 18F 2998. Okay, today I will explain about Chapter 3, Research Methodology. Okay, first, the important part of this research is how food handlers practice safety on the food being handled. Studies to ensure valid and reliable results that meet the aims and objectives of the research. In the methodological study, there are several selection processes, namely research approach, sampling and design, instrumentation, data collecting method, and planning data analysis in this chapter. Okay, next, for research design, the research design aims to provide an appropriate framework for the study. Research design covers 4, namely strategy, framework, and an identification of who and what should be studied, as well as the tools and procedures that will be used to collect and analyze the data. This study also aims to find out about food safety practice against food handlers, as well as several structures studies in the study to understand the knowledge of food safety regulation, identify food storage method to avoid cross-contamination, and identify the importance of food handlers' personal hygiene practice. For sampling plan, before collecting data, the research must determine who will be the respondent and answer the questionnaire. The question of how to select respondent and the right number of required samples is also important in this topic. In the sampling plan, the research discussed the target population, population range, sampling frame, sampling technique, and sampling size. For research instrument, researchers use questionnaire to collect data online and it is typically used to measure variables. The survey is quite flexible and suitable for respondents, and by using this survey, it will be easier for the respondents to solve the relevant problems in this study. The scores achieved in the study of food handlers were used to make a food safety index. For research instrument measure scales, all items in the instrument have been carefully crafted. Items were reviewed to match that was studied and instruments were given to 9 McDonald's restaurants in Klang. Data collection method, the data used to collect the data was by closed survey. Data were collected by distributing questionnaires from Google Forms via social media to food handlers. Plan for data analysis, to process of data analysis can help to reduce a large amount of data into smaller fragments and make sense. SPSS provided data analysis for numerical outcome prediction to identify groups, data information, graphics, and more. Data were collected through online questionnaire and analysis using SPSS. For the conclusion, the level of safety and hygiene is important for food handlers. The questions posed in this study is to find out what are the rules of food safety in the awareness of food handlers. The content documentation that is found to make the research more informative towards food safety practice among food handlers at restaurant McDonald's in Klang. Finally, food safety practices among food handlers are important because food safety practices can prevent us from being contaminated from disease in the food handler.